And well met, 'tis I Bard, pronouns they, them, and she, her, welcoming you for the first time or once again to the Mad Realm. In today's video, we're going to be going over the very basics of miniature paints. Not so much miniature painting, but the actual paints themselves. This will be the first in many videos in a series all about your art and your hobby from the perspective of quote unquote high art. Now, note, I'm not going to be employing all of those sort of exclusionary tactics and wording that you might encounter from a lot of high artists, which is really just a way of saying someone who doesn't value art made for the sake of art. Everything always has to have some sort of grand intention. I'm not about that. So in this, I'm going to take what I have learned from my years at Moravian University, as well as what I'm learning at Cedar Crest College, and just high school and my own personal studies, and putting it into a much more comprehensible form for everyone to understand. So in today's video, we're going to be going the absolute basics of miniature paints. We're going to go over their composition, how to utilize them, and where you might find some bit of trouble within your hobby. Thus, without further ado, let's go forth, my friends! Grab your brushes, grab your paints, grab your minis, and let's delve. Just about every single paint on the market for our hobby is an acrylic paint, which is composed of an acrylic polymer binder, which is a form of plastic that holds everything together, as well as a pigment powder, which is dry and can either be synthetic or natural, and provides the color to the paint, and the solvent. Solvents are the things that help break down the pigments to mix with the binder. In essence, the thing you use to thin it down. For us, that's typically water. And lastly, we do have additives, which can help change the quality of the paint, such as making it thin, satin, glossy, so on and so forth, as well as change the body. And speaking of bodies, heavy body acrylics are very thick, painterly, but a bit hard to use for a hobby due to their thickness. Very hard to glaze, very hard to thin. And are related to fluid acrylics, which are related in turn to inks. Very thin, much like contrast, good to use. And of course, the water that we utilize to help thin, also replaceable by medium. Now, as you can see, some paints come in their own little tubs, like what you see with Citadel, or you can also see in dropper bottles, like what Vallejo uses. Both are very good. Now, what you do is you just gotta stir up the components, and then all you do, pop it open, get some paint on your brush or just directly onto the palette, and I'd recommend just making sure that it goes smoothly on the palette. I'm using a wet palette because it provides extra moisture, and of course, with a little bit of extra water, it thins down very nicely and can create a very, very wonderfully smooth surface. Same thing goes for dropper bottles. There's no extra steps for either of them. You just thin them down and can easily mix them as well. As you can see, there isn't too much to work with when it comes to this paint, unlike oil paints that can require a bit of extra skill. And speaking of oil paints, please don't put them on your palette. It will screw them up.
Yeah. Gods damn! Whew. That's a lot of paint. All right.
Hi, I'm back. So, once again, thank you all for joining. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If there's anything you'd like to see, please tell me below in the comments. If you found this helpful or didn't find it helpful, I also appreciate those comments. Anything I can do to help make what I know much more workable for you is always greatly appreciated. I have been Bard, pronouns they, them, and she, her. Thank you all for joining me. I hope that you like, comment, and share this when you think it's applicable. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. And I should probably get back to working on my homework because I'm filming this after a night class, which was online, and I haven't done any work. I should probably do that. Huh. But there are more minis. No, actually just do your work. Don't like stall on that. Do your work. Unless your work is minis. In which case, still, don't stall. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a glorious day, a glorious night, and so on and so forth. May your paintings be fun, and may chaos reign. Also, I forgot to say, I'm going to Adepticon this year, so expect a few videos on that, before, during, and after. It'll be fun, yeah! So, bye-bye. Again.
Like a